Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Before we start, subscribe and share the video. Today's news is packed with emotion. Actor Can Yaman has finally broken his silence about his private life with a very harsh and deeply personal message dedicated to his mother, Guldam Yaman. He posted it at night on social media and it went straight to the heart. He apologized for not listening to her, about Sarah, admitting he hurt her, upset her, and broke her heart, while acknowledging something crucial, that his mother, in the end, always acted with his well-being in mind. That text blew up online because it doesn't sound like something written just to look good. It sounds like real guilt and a mother-son relationship that had been under strain for a long time. According to people close to the family, Guldam read the message with tears in her eyes, but chose not to respond publicly. And here's the context resurfacing. She had reportedly warned him several times that Sarah had a negative influence on him, but he ignored it. And that clash allegedly caused a period of distance and coldness between them. Meanwhile, on Sarah's side, the silence is total. They say she was surprised, even hurt, and for now, she prefers not to speak. In some circles, that apology to his mother is being interpreted as a sign that the relationship with Sarah may have reached a critical point. And another rumor is spreading fast. That same night, Ken allegedly called Sarah several times, but she didn't answer any of the calls. But there's more. It's also being said that a few hours after posting the apology, Ken went to his mother's house and they spoke face to face. Those who claim to know say it was an extremely emotional meeting, with tears on both sides, and that she told him something like, "Better late than never. What matters is your peace." Entertainment media are reading this as a real attempt to rebuild the family bond and as a turning point in his personal life. Because, as the story goes, Can and Sarah have had ups and downs without finding stability. And now, he may be starting to give more weight to what his mother had been warning him about. And watch another detail that's making even more noise. There's talk that Can is considering leaving his home in Italy and moving back permanently to his country. If that's confirmed, the impact would be direct. A physical distance that, for many, would also mean a definitive break with Sarah. So the full picture today is this. Ken opens up, apologizes, and moves closer to his mother. Guldam keeps a firm stance, but seems willing to ease the tension. Sarah stays silent, and that silence, for many, speaks loudly. Now the question is this just an apology, or the beginning of a breakup and a new phase for Can Yaman? In the coming days, the missing piece may fall into place. What do you think will happen? Every time Demet Özdemir's name gets dragged into stories like this, the first thing I feel is rejection. Not because I dislike her, but because it seems like people try to pull her into a fight that doesn't even concern her. I can't stand that habit of dragging Demet into other people's dirt, as if her name were an essential ingredient to make the show more scandalous. And the most absurd part is that, to me, Demet doesn't even need to mention those people. She doesn't need it. It adds nothing. And the farther she stays from the circus, the better she looks. What Demet conveys to me is something else. A public figure who has already understood that noise feeds itself, and that if you jump in to respond, you end up sinking into the same mud. That's why I completely understand the decision to not touch the issue and to stay on the sidelines. I read it as self-protection and also as a kind of elegance. When the atmosphere is full of shouting, insinuations, and attacks, silence can be the strongest message. And honestly, it seems like the smartest option. I'm not naive. I know there will be people who try to slap labels on her, guilty, opportunistic, or hiding something. It's the same script as always. As soon as there's conflict, someone needs a villain, and someone else looks for a famous name to pull into it. But reading what people say, I notice something else too. People are tired of these wars. They laugh at the spectacle, and they see clowns where others try to sell drama. There's clear fatigue with so much exaggeration. And in that scenario, Demet seems to me like the only one who doesn't play along, the only one who won't trade her image for a few minutes of attention. For me, the key is understanding that Demet doesn't have to justify herself for a story she didn't create. You can't demand a reaction from her about something that isn't hers. It annoys me that some insist on using her as an excuse. If this happens, then Demet. If they split up, then Demet. No, everyone should take responsibility for their own life. I stick with a very simple idea that also shows up in the comments. Nobody destroys you as much as you destroy yourself when you let yourself be dragged by excess, by the hunger for attention, or by rage. And in that sense, Demet represents the opposite. She doesn't seek fights, she doesn't insist, she doesn't obsess over accepting or not accepting what others do. Also, around all of this, there are people who react in an over-the-top way, as if they needed treatment, or as if their behavior weren't normal anymore. And without trying to diagnose anyone, I can say that energy unsettles me. Constant attacks, permanent victimhood, inability to let go, and the urge to start an ugly battle. And where does Demet fit into that? Nowhere. That's exactly why it feels unfair to lump her into the same bag. To me, Demet isn't the out-of-control character. At most, she's the name some people use to fan the flames. And there's something else that weighs on me. The sense of self-interest and greed that hangs over the whole environment. Money, fame, the good life, wanting more than you already have, trying to get extra on top. As one comment put it, the idea of never being satisfied and always trying to gain an advantage. That mentality disgusts me. And that's why it reassures me to see that Demet isn't there fighting for scraps of attention. I see her above that. Not because she's perfect, but because her career and image should be built on her work, not on someone else's drama. If you ask me what I think of Demet in the middle of this chaos, I'm clear. She seems the most sensible, and being sensible today is almost an act of rebellion. Because the easy thing is to latch onto the show, respond, attack, cry in public, insinuate, leak things, and dramatize. The hard thing is to let the noise burn out on its own. From my point of view, Demet understood that silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's saying, I won't stoop to your level. In short, I don't buy the narrative that Demet has anything to do with other people's mess. To me, she's a woman who, precisely because she knows her worth, doesn't mix into it. And if someone wants to play at destroying reputations, they should start by looking in the mirror. In the end, the one who ruins their life is usually the one who insists on living off war. Demet, on the other hand, I see as focused, distant, and above all, out of the mud. And I hope she stays that way. Don't respond, don't step in, don't name names. Because the best thing she can do is keep living her life and let the spectacle collapse from lack of oxygen.